Howdy, folks. Welcome to my channel. My name is Darren, and I love to visit Germany. I love everything about Germany. Stay tuned and come with me for five of my favorite places to go. I have many more, but here's five.
Something's in the air. I can feel it everywhere.
Hey guys, well, here's five of my favorite places to visit in Germany. Now, it's not necessarily in any order, okay, but I will have to start off with number one, Schweinfurt. Okay, why Schweinfurt? Schweinfurt, Germany is the upper part of Franconia, Germany, and I spent 2 years of my life when I was stationed in the United States Army in Schweinfurt, Germany, on a place called Lehrward Barracks, which is right there in Schweinfurt. And I absolutely loved my time, and I love going back to Schweinfurt not only to reminisce and see old friends that I knew back then and friends along the way that I met, but I just love the audience of Schweinfurt. There's a lot to Schweinfurt. There's more to Schweinfurt that I know now that I didn't know then, but going back so many times, you find out so many things to do, like the museums. I didn't realize how many museums. I knew there was museums there, but there's several different types of museum. You got the Schaeffler Museum. You have different types of museum. You got art. You have poets. You got Frederick Ruckert, which he was born right there in Schweinfurt, Germany, a famous poet. I mean, so many things to do there. You got a wild part there. It's like a zoo, and it's a petting zoo. You go pet, nice place to take your kids to go pet some animals, or whatnot. It's just a great place to go. Walking around the old town, you got the city wall, and you just walk around all the old buildings and all the cobblestone roads and everything. It is just beautiful. And then you go back in the center of town where the House is located, and then you're just surrounded in just the beautiful city of Schweinfurt. And that's what I call Schweinfurt, the beautiful city of Schweinfurt. Not only because I live there, but because it is. So if you get a chance, make sure you go to Schweinfurt. Not only checking out Schweinfurt, but you're close to many other places too, like Bamberg, just right down the road. It's like a 30-minute drive. It's not far at all. You got Würzburg. You just right down the road. You got all kinds of places, museums there to go. I mean, it's just wonderful. Würzburg, where was my that was my headquarters. It was closed. It was of course it's closed now, but my headquarters was Third ID, Third Infantry Division. It was right there in Würzburg. Audie Murphy. Okay, that's the division that I served with. If you know who Audie Murphy is, if you don't know who it is, Google him. Audie Murphy. You see what I'm talking about. So it was a pleasure, an honor to serve in that division. And of course, it's not there. Same with Schweinfurt. Lehrward Barracks is no longer there, like I mentioned before. In fact, September 19th, 2022, will be 8 years ago that it was closed. We had the closing ceremony. The flag went down for the last time right there in Schweinfurt. And I was blessed enough to be there and to see that happen. It was bittersweet, but I was so glad to be there. Number two, next is Munich. Okay. Now, Munich is one of my favorite cities in Germany. Now, I think every city, to be honest with you, is my favorite city in Germany. But I love Munich. I've been to Berlin. I've been to all these other places and everything. And I love those cities too. I do. I mean, each city has their own feel. But I got to put number two, right? And again, not necessarily in any order, but I got to put it in some order, right? Because this is the five my favorite places to go. Anyways, I love Munich. Munich, you got the Glockenspiel right there in the Marienplatz, right there in the city center of Munich. You have Old Town right there. You got the new Rathaus. You got the old Rathaus. Rathaus means city hall. Okay, but you look at the new Rathaus, and you would think, well, that's the old one. Well, actually, it's not. It's the one to the right. Now you got all kinds of stuff to do there. You got the Hofbräu house. All right. So please be nice to me in the comments, my German friends. Hofbräu house. There we got all kinds of food, Bavarian food. You got music, 24, not 24/7, but 365 days out of the year, you got music there. And Oompa bands and everything. Is Oktoberfest every single day. And of course, if you're there during Oktoberfest season, you have Oktoberfest. And people ask me all the time, about Oktoberfest, and they think, well, that's all it is beer. Well, yeah, there's beer there. Okay, but they also have food everywhere. They have food like you wouldn't believe. They got rides. It's like a big fair, So I enjoy walking around and just looking around and people watch and just to eat. I like this guy likes to eat. All right, but there's also the good thing about Munich. There's if you like museums, if you like art, if you like history, there's so many. The Deutsches Museum. I mean, it's a very technology based museum, but it is awesome. You got to go there. You got to go to the residence hall. Okay, residence inn. All right. So many places, and you have. This is a must. You have to go to the English Garden. Okay, the English Garden's over there by the university. Okay, it's beautiful. Summertime, everybody's out there, laying down on blankets or just a grass lawn, sitting there eating food, just enjoying being outside, jumping in the river. I got to jump in that river a few months ago, and it felt so nice and got in the current and carried me on a ways. So it's a must thing you have to do. But you have all kinds of history. If you want like World War II history, you got Dachau concentration camp. You know, it's like a 15-minute train ride away or bus ride away from Munich. Okay, so right there in Dachau. But Dachau's it's not a fanfare place. It's a very sentimental place. And please, if you go there, please be reverent. Okay, it's a reverent time to be there. While you're inside there, and just handle it as you very reverent, if that makes sense. Okay, but there's so much things to do in there. There's day trips. You can take you go to Salzburg, like just a couple hours away. You spend the day in Salzburg, come back to Munich, use Munich as your base, go all over the place. I mean, I could talk about Munich till the cows come home. Oh, I just like my sound effect. That was cheap. All right, but so much things to do in Munich, and a lot of restaurants too. Oh, and by the way, I'm not paid to say this. Make sure you go to the Ratskeller. Okay, it's sort of a touristy, but I see a lot of locals eating there. Okay, it's not touristy, but because a lot of tourists go there, I know that, but I do see a lot of locals go there, and going back so often. I see people like the same days. Hey, you were here a year ago, the same guy. So it's kind of cool. Okay, all right. So number 3. Oh my goodness, number 3. One of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites, if you can't tell already. Okay, is Garmisch-Partenkirchen. My German friends, again, please do me well in the comments. Okay, I know I got to work on my Deutsch, but I'm trying. All right. So you got so much to do. You got the gorge there, Parklands Gorge. There's another gorge there called the Hollandstückel Gorge. I know I pronounced that wrong, but you'll know what I'm talking about. You have it's just beautiful water cut through the natural, just cut through the mountains there, through the rocks, and it's just so beautiful. Pass you can walk back there. I mean, it is awesome. You got the Zugspitze. You got the highest peak in Germany. You can see 5 different countries from one spot. Okay, you can see Austria, Switzerland, France, Italy, of course, Germany. Now you can't see buildings, but you can see. Oh well, the Italian Alps are here, French Alps are here. So forth. All right, so it's a lot to see. Okay, and I have videos of Zugspitze all over the place. So I won't get into the details, but feel free to check out my playlist on the Zugspitze, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So cool. You got Lake Eibsee. I love to swim in that lake. I swim in that lake every chance that I get, but not wintertime. Well, number one, it's frozen. You don't want to go swimming while it's frozen. You can't go swim while it's frozen. Okay. But I swim there June, July. If I'm there in September, I'll swim there in September. I'm even swimming there in October. It was freezing. It was cold, but it was manageable. And you must check out when you're in Garmisch both sides, because it's a town split twice. Okay, you got Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Okay, you got the Garmisch side and the Partenkirchen side. Well, on the Partenkirchen side, you got the Ludwigstrasse. Just beautiful right there. One of my favorite restaurants is the Fraundorfer. Okay, you got people in lederhosen dancing out there. It's pretty neat. The food is just out of this world. It's great. There's several restaurants along that road, but it's just beautiful. You go back in time, you just like, wow, this is nice. Same with Garmisch on the other side, and it is really cool. Okay. Number 4 on my list is Berchtesgaden. Oh boy, Berchtesgaden is so beautiful. I mean, you got the Eagle's Nest. You got so many views of the Eagle's Nest. I have videos of that too. Okay, but you got so many great views up there. You can see Austria from up there, certain parts of it. I mean, it's just beautiful. You have the King's Lake, Koningsink, where you take a ferry boat across the lake. You take a stop at St. Bartholomew's Chapel on the right, and then you get back on the boat again, and you keep going, and you get off and you walk over to the Obersee, which is another lake. And by the way, I swam in both these lakes. I swam in the in the Königssee, Kings Lake, and the Obersee. Now, with that being said, the Obersee, I jumped in for like a split second because that is like freezing. Like it's like cold water on steroids. Okay, so it's really really a beautiful place to just hike and look at and just be around. I mean, it's just beautiful. Next, okay, last but not least, 5, because I have about 30. Okay, I've about 30 places to go, but again, this is 5. I got to remember, Darren, this is 5. Okay, the next is Cologne, Germany. All right, this past trip, about a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago, I finally made it to Cologne. Now, I've been to Cologne before on a train one time. You know, we didn't get off or anything, but went through it. I looked out, oh, there's Cologne. Okay, but I was intentional. I wanted to go to Cologne this time. So I went to Cologne, and it was just outstanding. It was just beautiful. You got the cathedral right there at the train station, very easy to get to because it's right there at the train station. You have Old Town, which is right there on the river, Rhine River. All kinds of restaurants, any kind of restaurant, any kind of food item that you want, it's there. I mean, it is totally awesome. I mean, it is really good. So if you're ever in Germany, you know, make sure you check out Cologne. Okay, and Cologne, did they even have a Cologne museum? I didn't even know this until after I left. So when I go back again, I'm gonna go check out this Cologne museum, meaning Cologne. All right. So I'm gonna definitely go check that out. Of course, there's museums there too, the Ludwig Museum and whatnot. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Okay, I hope you check out 5 of my favorite places to go in Germany. I have a lot more, but I'm only doing 5 right now. I'll do more later. But you have Schweinfurt. Okay, you have Schweinfurt. You have Munich. You have Garmisch. You have Berchtesgaden and Cologne. If you're ever in Germany, make sure you go by these places. And when you go by there, wave at them and say, "Darren sent me here." All right. And one more thing before I leave. As a hobby, I like to make itineraries for people. I do it for free. It's a hobby. Okay. If you like for me to make a itinerary for you on your next trip to Germany or your very first trip to Germany, let me know. I'll sit down with you, find out your likes, your dislikes. You want country, you want city, you want both. And I'll make an itinerary that you will absolutely love. And yes, it really is free. I love people and I love sharing what I love. And that's Germany. Ich liebe Deutschland. Und Spaghetti Eis. Dankeschön. Tschüss. See you next week.